Hi, my name is Caitlin Lynch, and I'm an AmeriCorps member with Nevada Department of Wildlife, and I'm working in cooperation with Galena Creek Visitor Center. In this video, we're going to be talking about winter adaptations, specifically resistance. So animals use a couple different types of resistance. One is behavioral resistance, and the other one is physical resistance. So when we talk about physical resistance, we talk about adaptations, things that they have physically on their body that help them to survive the winter. And behavioral resistance is going to be different things that animals will do. They will change their behavior in order to adjust to this crazy winter temperature and snowfall. So one example that we have right here is our beaver. So one animal that exhibits behavioral resistance is our beaver. So our beaver is going to be in the Reno area along the Truckee River, and during the winter they're going to do things like catching, which includes kind of gathering up food in their lodge. Their lodge is going to be a large structure in the middle of their pond that's made up of sticks and twigs. And this allows them to have a warm space to live, and with caching they will be able to store all of their food in one area. So this is a good example of what a beaver will do to some of the things in its environment. So this is a piece of a log or a piece of a trunk of a tree, and they will gnaw at this trunk of the tree to get pieces off in order to use for their lodge and also to start caching with it. So they will bring that back to their lodge and store that for the winter. So another thing that animals will do for behavioral resistance is that they will create burrows. So this enables them to have a warm space away from this cold weather. They can escape the wet weather and the snow. And also that's a good place for them to raise their young. So for example, coyotes might have pups, bears will have cubs. There are different things that they will do, and they will raise them inside of these burrows. So animals that exhibit physical forms of resistance include our deer. So our mule deer in Nevada is going to react to the change in daylight hours, and it's going to start putting on fat reserves and also thicken its coat. And this is a part of survival resistance that it uses in terms of physical traits. So those fat reserves and also thicker coats help it to keep all the temperature inside of it, regulated and warm throughout the winter, regardless of the weather. So the coyote is another animal that we have in Nevada that exhibits a physical form of resistance in which it grows a thicker coat. So you can see with this coyote pelt, it's a very thick and fluffy coat. They have what we call guard hairs, and this kind of keeps the water off of them, so when it's snowing or it's raining, or if it's very cold out, they can stay warm. And then they have an undercoat which keeps them even more insulated. Once again, my name is Caitlin, partnering with Galena Creek Visitor Center, and I hope you enjoyed this video on winter resistance and winter adaptation.